All right, so the flight from Charleston, I started in Charleston, South Carolina, had to go to Atlanta for a layover, Los Angeles, and then it was to Sydney. That was a total of 23 and a half hours. So quick flights from Charleston to Atlanta, it was about an hour, maybe even 45 minutes. About 4 or 5 hours to Los Angeles, and then 14 hours, I think, to from Los Angeles to Sydney. So that last flight was pretty long. It was okay though because I'm a sleeper. As I said in some of my posts, if you follow me on Facebook, I'm pretty sure I'm related to koala bears. They can sleep 18 plus hours a day. I can sleep probably, I don't know if I can sleep 18 hours, but I can sleep a long time. So I just get on the plane, I just go to sleep. But I will say the last about maybe 4 or 5 hours of the flight, I started to get a little anxious. I was ready to be there. And so that's when the ride got uncomfortable, all of that stuff. And I was in a middle seat, so not the most comfortable, but it wasn't terrible. I will say it wasn't terrible. But I actually got into Sydney and it was early morning. And what I tried to do, even though I did sleep a lot, I had on my phone so I would know the time in Sydney and know the time at home. And on my way there, I tried to sleep when it was night in Sydney, stay awake when it was daytime. So once I got there, I wouldn't be too tired. So I actually got into the city and it was pretty early morning. So in the video coming up, I'm going to show you what my first day was like in Sydney. Let's go. So on this travel day, I got up, it was Sunday, so I got up and went to church. And after church, we went straight to my parents' house, got all of my things packed, and headed to the airport. I wanted to be there early, so I ate at the airport. Fried green tomatoes were excellent. Shrimp and grits, it was okay. Did the flight from Charleston to Atlanta, got there with probably about 30-45 minutes. And if you know anything about the Atlanta airport, you want at least an hour in between. Fortunately, the gates weren't too far away, so I had enough time to go to the restroom, then get on the flight and get settled in. This was me just messing with the monitor. Here's the first meal. I think it was like rice and chicken or something. It was decent. Obligatory, if that's the right way you say it, bathroom selfie. And this was just me finally arriving in Sydney after 23 and a half hours of travel there in the airport. Of course, I had to go through customs, all that stuff, get checked into the country. And this was me at breakfast. All right, so it is 7:47. I can't check into my hotel until 3 o'clock. And so I'm going to, I think, go drop my bags off and then just do some exploration. I'll probably do like a hop on, hop off. But there's also this place called Circular Quay that I think I'll check out. I don't know exactly what it is, but it sounds like it's just like a hangout, like shopping area. So we'll see. After I finished eating my breakfast, that croissant and tea, I decided to get started with the adventure. Whenever I travel to a new place, I always research the public transportation and best ways to get around. And Australia is known to have pretty efficient public transportation and it's safe. And so I was comfortable hopping on the train and making my way to my hotel, it was an easy train ride and then maybe like a 3-4 minute walk to my hotel. Fortunately, when I got there, they had a room that was available. It didn't have the king size bed that I wanted, but I was willing to sacrifice that king size bed so I could actually get in because at this point I was over 24 hours of just travel, moving about, being in airports and stuff. So got in, showered, sat down for a minute to charge my phone, found this hop on, hop off, got on the bus, and I was able to see the famous Sydney Opera House on my first day there. And I went back and forth with going to see a show, going to a tour, or just viewing it from the outside. And I opted just to view it from the outside because the shows were kind of expensive. Well, they were normal for a concert, and I didn't really want to spend that money. So on the tour, they mentioned how this place was famous, Harry DeWheels. And so I went up and I asked the guy, I was like, give me whatever your most famous thing is. Tried it, 0 out of 10, would not try again. Mushy peas do not belong on a hot dog. But I ate that Got back on the hop on hop off tour. That building you saw a few seconds ago, that's one of the highest vertical gardens in the world. So that was pretty cool to see. And here's some clips from the fish market, which is the third largest in the world behind Japan and Mexico City. And of course, as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, now I got to go back to Mexico, specifically to go to Mexico City to see the fish market. I've seen the one in Japan, and I just like checking things off. So that's something I'll add to my list so that I can visit. But anyway, just more pictures from the tour. I love seeing the city skyline. Love just seeing skyscrapers. I've never been one who was interested in living in the city, but I definitely enjoy vacationing in the city just to see the difference. What I didn't know is that I was in Sydney during the time of something they call Vivid, or the Vivid Light Show. And so every night they have different zones. It was 5 different zones. And essentially they just put on a light show. So this was Circular K and the rocks. And it was just beautiful. Like the buildings, as you can see right here, beautiful skyline, everything all lit. And as you saw on the building previously, and as you'll see in a future clip, in just a few seconds, like even the Sydney Opera House, the bridge, like there are just some specialty light shows and animations and stuff going on. So it was pretty fascinating. It was really cool just to walk through, and it was exciting to be there while the light show was going on, because of course it gave me something to do at night. So I had to grab a picture in front of the Harbor Bridge, in front of the Sydney Opera House. One of the best things about this area, I stumbled upon some food trucks, and I love a good food truck. Ended up eating regular though. If you know me, you know my favorite food is a cheeseburger. So after walking through and seeing all of the trucks, I went back to this burger truck, grabbed me a burger, grabbed a lemonade. That was dinner. Went back to the hotel, and that was it for the first day.